Your stop is our wild card is coming up for the fourth pitch. So let's give them a big round of applause. They've been getting ready in the back.
Hi, I'm Michael Garcia.
I'm Logan Morse.
I'm Barrett Chambers.
And I'm Alex Del Fuente, and we are the co-founders of Your Stop. These last 18 years, we've lived very privileged lives here in Westlake. Come August 14th, though, we move out of our homes and out of our houses, out of this Westlake bubble, into our dorms, a lot will change.
So with the four of us heading off to college this August, we have put countless hours into research of where we're going to spend these next 4 years of our life. And through our research, we have found two major problems.
First of which is, college is expensive. 7 out of 10 college students require student loans to go get that higher education. There's currently over 43 million student loan borrowers just here in the US. While these students may go on to graduate with a degree, on average, they will also graduate with $30,000 worth of debt. The cost of attending college has only increased over time, and it's projected to continue this trend.
The next problem is students don't have time for a full-time job. Through studying, having a social life, getting involved in on-campus activities, students need that extra helping hand without having mom and dad there for the first time.
So we created Your Stop. Your Stop is the application that serves as a platform that provides on-demand-like services similar to Uber, Favor, Postmates, Craigslist, StubHub, and puts it all in one filterable feed, exclusive to college students and unique to each college campus.
The way Your Stop is unique is we don't have employees. The students are the consumers and the providers.
So let's say you're cramming in some studying at 11 o'clock at night in the library and you are starving because you haven't eaten dinner yet. Just post a listing in the Your Stop app and your food will arrive in minutes.
So now you have your food, and you crack open that textbook, and you realize you have no idea where to even begin studying. Simply pull out your phone, go on the Your Stop app, post a listing that includes a subject or material you're looking for help with, and a tutor will be at your door in no time.
Now let's say you have some time to kill and want to make some quick cash. Post a listing in the Your Stop app such as wanting to give someone a ride, pick them up, drop them off, negotiate the price, and you have easy money in your pocket.
The way Your Stop is different from all the other companies we have listed previously is that Your Stop doesn't have surge pricing or high fixed rate costs. On Your Stop, all prices are negotiable.
So through all of our feedback, we have created a mock-up of what we want our app to look like. So right here, this is our main feed. This will be the very first thing you see when you click on the Your Stop app. And you see a red P by the users at the top. That notes that they are a premium user. So the premium users will always have their listings at the very top of the feed for everyone to see. So let's click on our menu tab button. So here are 6 main categories. So let's say you want to see all the food listings. Click on the food button, and you'll see all the food listings. Below that is our search bar. So let's say you want to find a specific listing. Type in what you want below, and you'll find that listing.
Near the bottom, you'll notice the Chewy's ad. Because we believe we offer companies such a specific target audience, we believe that advertisements will be a huge addition to our revenue as we move forward.
Below the advertisement, you can see an alert tab. The alert tab is a functionality which alerts the student body of any emergencies that happen on the student campus. A couple weeks ago, there was a terrible tragedy at the University of Texas. The student body was alerted 30 minutes after the attack happened. The UT alert system is something that needs to be changed.
So now we're back on our main feed. Now that you've seen all these listings here, it's time to create one for your own. So we click on the top right to create a new listing. So this is our create a listing. You type in the description down there what you want your listing to show to all college students. Once when you're finished typing your description, you click on the category button, and it'll pull up our main categories. Click on what category you want to file it under. Now that you've done that, click on the big green button, and you're set to go.
Now let's click on the Profile tab. So as you'll notice, we have a ratings and review system on a 5-star scale. So nobody's going to want to do work with somebody that's been doing a poor job, not getting it done on time, or whatnot. They should not, be able to work. Now let's talk about the safety issue of it. So if someone were to commit a crime or do something horrible, they would immediately be tracked back through their school ID, which is what they log in with to get into the app. That way, they could be expelled or punished in whatever way the school deems necessary. Next, in order for this app to work, we have to have people providing services. So what we're going to do is take a part of our proceeds and put them into a scholarship fund. Whoever is providing the most services and doing the most transactions will be rewarded with the scholarship money.
So with over 2,600 universities spread out across the US, our total accessible market could be well over 20 million students.
We believe that the University of Texas is the perfect place to start your stop, not only because it is one of the largest universities in the United States and Austin no longer has Uber, but because all 4 of us are going to attend the university next fall. So for our MVP, we created a website which, as you can see, has a video, which is a demo that explains what Your Stop is all about. To the side, you can see a Your Stop subscription listing, which you can enter in your email and you'll get monthly updates about Your Stop. In just under a week, we got over 150 emails. We advertised through the UT freshman group chat, the Westlake senior page, and we emailed fraternities and sororities. Along with us joining fraternities and school organizations, my sister is an officer for Tri-Delt, and Molly Parkin, who has a huge social media following with over 40,000 followers on Instagram, is a Your Stop ambassador.
On top of that, we're all good friends with Sam Mellinger and Brecken Hager, who are football players at the university and also attended Westlake High. They're on board, want to help us get the word out about Your Stop. I'll also be joining them on the football team and try to create relationships with my teammates to get the word out further.
So over this past semester, we spent a lot of time researching companies such as Zipcar and Spotify that also verify that some of their users are currently enrolled in college. Through this process, while we did find other methods of doing so, with the student's best interest in mind, we decided that the best way to do this is some kind of partnership or affiliation with the university. So after countless calls and being redirected about what felt like 1,000,000 times, we finally got a hold of President Fenvis, who redirected us one more time to the Office of Student Affairs. After exchanging a couple more emails with the deputy for the vice president, I finally got to meet with Dr. Soncha and in person, and after getting her approval and support, we agreed on meeting this August again once we're all on campus to let them know the progress we've made, where we stand, and how they can help us out to connect us with the right people and the right resources.
So about now, you're probably wondering how, in fact, we're going to make money. We take a 12% cut for every transaction over $12.50. For every transaction below $12.50, we're going to take a low, flat rate fee of $1.50. We're also going to have a premium membership, which costs $6.99 a month, which is lower than Netflix. We're also going to have an advertisement, as you saw in the Chewy's ad in the previous slide.
Here's our revenue assumptions for the first 5 years. We believe that we created these assumptions to be very modest for several reasons. We start off with just 250 students using the service one time per week. Over the course of the year, we grow to 2,500 students still just using the service one time per week, and us collecting the minimal $1.50 per transaction. Considering the time students will be off campus, such as winter break, spring break, and the summertime, all in all, it adds up to be about 45,000 total transactions. Keep in mind that Texas has over 50,000 students, so if we can do a good job and get at least almost all the students to try our service out one time, that alone would meet the first year assumptions. In year 2, we plan on sticking just at UT. We want to make sure we're doing things right. We want to smooth out the edges and make sure we got this rolling the way we want it to be. In year 3, we'll expand to Texas A&M, another Texas powerhouse with over 55,000 students. Year 4 will be similar to year 2. We really want to make sure that we're optimizing Your Stop and that it's running to its full potential before we continue expanding. In year 5, we'll continue to expand to our third university, most likely University of Houston or Texas State in San Marcos. From here, we should have things going, we should know how to start it up, and there we believe that we can start expanding across the country much quicker and much larger. We are very, very serious about making this idea of ours become a reality. While we do believe that an investment of $102,996 would ensure that this dream of ours would come true, we've already begun exploring much cheaper methods and eliminating a lot of these costs. At this point, we're not really looking for a fund, a certain amount of money. We're looking for the right partner that not only believes in Your Stop, but that believes in us. Thank you so much for your time, in consideration. We'd love to answer any questions. And thank you to the audience for giving us this opportunity. Thank you.
All right, great job. And a reminder, they did not know they were coming up on stage when they walked in here today. So another round of applause. Great job. All right, Doreen, you look raring to go.
Well, I'm just so impressed that you got to President Fenves, who then, I mean, that
He is hard to
alone-
get to.
He's hard, right? I mean, that is not, and
kinda-
Josh and I know that.
He's
that's
hard
not-
just to get deferred by.
I know.
We gotta.
Hats off. I would have you actually sell anything right now, I think. So, you made a comment that I just want to follow up with because I want to understand. You'd say, okay, we have no employees. How are you actually going to run this company? What are your costs of running this business?
So while once we're up and running fully, we're not going to have any employees. That's the idea. In the first 3 months, because we realized that if a student posts a listing, they want PTAs, and no one's using the service yet, no one's on the app, they don't get it, immediately going to delete the app, never use it again. So for the first couple months, until we really get that traction and we really get going, we will have a couple employees additionally to us. Because like we said, we're all going to be there, we're all doing our part, and we're going to be working on top of schoolwork, on top of other activities we're going to get involved in school. We're going to be working affiliate there. As well, really, we're going to have partners. We're not going to be the ones developing the app. We're really just running it from above.
So I'll piggyback on that. First of all, I love your scrappiness. I really believe when you get this right, you can make this become a reality. But I also wondered about the no employees comment and what you really think about in terms of headcount as this company grows. Bundled into that, are you going to pay yourselves? How does this all work as you begin to launch the company? Who does what? Clearly, you will have to have employees. I mean, that is just the reality. So just to clarify that for us would be my question.
Sorry, about clarifying the no employees. When we say that, we mean we don't have favor runners, we don't have Uber drivers. As far as employees that we don't have are the ones that are carrying out the transactions. Of course, we're going to have lawyers. Of course, we're going to have website monitors and app developers. And as we expand across the country, ideally, we'll have much bigger staff. But that's what we meant by no employees.
And the incentives to have different people carry out services is the leaderboard and the scholarship fund, and we try to keep giving incentives.
And for paying ourselves, if we go on and do a service, you're not only getting paid hourly, like we're going to pay our employees when we first start off, but you're getting paid for that service as well.
Thankfully, we have our colleges paid for, my parents, and so we're not too worried about making money right now. We really just want to get this going, have this be successful, and then capitalize on that later.
What would be the very first thing you do with the money if you were to win tonight?
We're both buying our dads a car.
Oh, for the
Definitely-
investment. For the
definitely
investment is
go into
develop
app
the app.
development.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought you meant our payments. I'm so sorry. I thought you meant once we got paid. I apologize.
No, if you
Is
win
app
tonight,
development.
what is the very first thing that you're going to do?
We
with the money?
have to have a product, so the app development definitely is the first thing we'll look into.
And legal fees. Get the IP and get us protected and the insurance.
Trying
Going to
work on
Vegas.
The prototype is what you're saying. Get that together, pulling
Yes,
that
ma'am.
together. Okay.
Yeah, so I like the direction you guys are going, and I think it's I think you should do this thing. As an investor, I'm scratching my head wondering how as an investor is anybody going to make money on this thing? So help me think through that, if you would. How, if I were to invest in this, how is it that I make money?
Well, really, do you mean how we're making money and then the percentage you get, or do you mean?
Yeah, I mean,
Do you mean just off our
I
revenue?
only invest in things that I can make money in.
Yeah, so the first thing is college students are extremely lazy, and the fact that they don't want to go out at 12 o'clock at night and go get something. And so we're really dependent on the economy of the app and the amount of users in a single area, because there's 50,000 students at Texas and 55,000 students at Texas A&M. If they're all using the app, then money shouldn't be a problem.
We don't have a product we can just put on shelves and sell and guarantee. There's a lot of risk that goes into this, and we understand that. But I also believe that we have maybe the largest market or maybe the biggest opportunity because we can spread across the nation. If we really get this going and we get it down and we get the traction at one school, then it can grow like Facebook did. Facebook started in Harvard in one school and it grew out throughout the nation. And so I believe right now, while it is a huge investment, which again, I don't want to focus on that number because we can break it down a lot. We've already been doing a lot of research on that. But I feel like the belief that this could really expand and do the things we want to do with it is how you earn your money back, for sure.
Okay, thank you.
Congratulations for being up here. Nice job. Hook 'em horns. Although I'm not biased, I have an Aggie husband, so I can be impartial. One idea for you in terms of another revenue source, you mentioned tutors, food, textbooks, rides. Working for a student housing company myself with over 4,500 beds just in UT West campus alone, you might want to think about student housing companies that are, constantly on an annual leasing cycle and trying to lease beds for the next academic year. But my question for you is, in your company's infancy, how are you planning on going to these potential partners, whether it's P-Terry's, whether it's the ride-sharing apps, without a lot of basically a proven track record and convincing them to partner with you and potentially give you a 12% cut? How are you going to make that value proposition to them?
Sorry, that's our bad. We explained it not clearly enough. So we're not actually taking Uber, Favor, Craigslist, putting them all together. We're just offering, you can come to us to get services similar to those, similar that those companies offer, and we put them all in one filterable feed.
So if you can go back to the slide, the listing slide, maybe that'll clear things up a little bit.
Because we act as a portal to connect the students, so we're not directing them to third-party companies and having to deal with all the transactions between them.
This one?
We're our own portal.
You mean this one?
No, the other one. Oh.
Sorry about this.
You can just explain it.
The right, okay, so it's just a listing tab. So the green button that we're talking about, you can click on it and a bunch of tabs that we showed earlier will show up, as you can see. And you can actually type what you want and then post it there. So you're not going through the Uber app or anything like that. You're just going through our application.
I think I understand what you're trying to achieve here. So in order for somebody to use your service to get a hamburger or get a ride, or you would have to have a certain critical mass of people that sign up or are registered to provide those services.
Right.
So have you thought about how much penetration in a campus you need, or the number of people you need signed up to have timely service so that people will use it?
So we actually have a story. Since Michael's sister is an officer for Tridel, she told us that students are willing to download really anything. They have like a roundup situation, and someone created an app for the roundup, and she said she knew hundreds of students to download it. So with us completing tractions and a web of people that we know in UT that we'll be paying, like friends to help complete transactions, we'll try to build up, just build up like the reputation and try to get people completing listings.
As far as actually getting those services carried out in a timely order, that's why we realized we can't start at universities with 2,000 students. And most likely, I don't know, unless we're paying employees, we couldn't go to those universities. So those being out of the question, the 50,000 student universities, those are why we think that a good percentage of students will be trying to make money and have time. And that's why we think that it'll be able to run on its own without having employees. But until we get to that point, we will have some
And
staff.
just to follow up, just a potential idea, it might be easier to get into Mr. Fenvez's office if you do maybe a little revenue sharing with the university. They're always looking for money these days, as we know.
Right.
And that might give you access to the students and a kind of a validated application.
All right. Thanks so much. Come on down
Thank
and
you all.
shake the hands of the judges. Great job.